Oh no, shoot. So annoying. I don't know why this keeps happening. Hello everyone. I don't know, I like to have the videos be horizontal, but sometimes it just doesn't let me do that, and I don't know why. I hope you all are doing well, horizontal or vertical. Thank you all for joining me today. Happy full moon in Scorpio. Let's see. I'm trying to think about where I should start. And I have my cards here. I'm going to keep them close. And I'm waiting for some people to come in. But I hope you're all doing well with this full moon in Scorpio. I have to say that for me personally, the moon started off being a little bit on the emotional side. But I know that I'm a Taurus. So for me, having a full moon in Scorpio is in opposition to my sun sign. So oppositions can be a little bit challenging astrologically. So I didn't want to assume that this was going to be a heavy moon for everyone, but Scorpio also is a very heavily emotional sign, and it does tend to take us into the depths of our emotions and our dark side. And I kind of like that about Scorpio. Excuse me, I feel like Scorpio is a bit of a darker sign, and you all know me, I'm not afraid of darkness. And if I am afraid, I don't let it stop me from tuning into it. I feel like we all have a dark side, and it's important for us to be friends with it and to know it and to really be in touch with it in order for us to really grow. Like, that's the only way to do it. We have to get in touch with our dark side. We have to get in touch with our fears. And we have to get in touch with those things that we typically wouldn't want to get in touch with. And there's typically no rush necessarily to do so, but that's the goal. The goal is to really get in touch with those parts of ourselves that are, lots of music outside, parts of ourselves that are heavier and stuff we'd rather not deal with, but we have to deal with it or else it controls our lives, you know what I mean? So at first, hi Carolina, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So at first this moon I felt was a bit emotional, and I had to take some time for myself. I wanted to actually go live yesterday. But I felt too emotionally taxed to do it, and I'm like, I'm not going to force it, I'm just going to chill out. So about, I would say 2 o'clock in the morning is when I felt more, the energy started to lift a bit. So I felt a bit of a breakthrough at around 2 o'clock, 2:30. So the energy started to break up, which was really good. And I felt a lot better. So, and this was during my meditation practice. So I actually recommend that people do a few things during the full moon. One is meditate. So you can bring yourself into a state of receptivity and alignment and ground yourself, ground your mind, okay? It's really important for during these full moon phases. Hi, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad to have you here. So I'm just talking about the full moon itself and talking about my experience and what I'm recommending to people. So I recommend doing meditation. Helps us to ground, helps us to get into alignment. I also recommend a cleansing. Now you could do it through like a cleansing bath, or you could do like saging. You know, you could do like saging, smudging. I also recommend just doing a releasement intention. So just setting the intention. I could say on this full moon, I surrender any attachments, any thought forms, any emotions that are not serving my highest and best good. I surrender all of these things to the full moon, to the divine, for release, and allow myself to be open to new and positive things or something. Like, I don't know, make something up that resonates with you. But every full moon, I do that, and every new moon, I set an intention of what I'd like to see manifest, because the full moon is a time of completion and culmination, and the new moons are a really good time to manifest, because when we're in the new moon, it brings us into like this womb state. So it's a really good time to plant seeds, okay? Hi, Monica! So glad to see you. Of course, yeah. As you know, I don't really post readings on Instagram anymore, like, you know, the daily card pulls. So I figured, you know, during these like events and stuff, I might as well, like the full moon and stuff, new moon, might as well pull some cards. Let's see. We have some nice Indian music playing in the background. So, okay, so here's what I wanted to do, because I want to get right into it. I've talked for long enough. I'm going to pull a card from the Chakra Reading cards by Rochelle Sharman. I'm going to pull a card to see like what chakra, energy center we need to focus on right now, or what energy center is in focus, or energy centers, because, you know, my plan is to pull one, but depending on what Spirit wants, it might be more than that. And then I want to pull a card from the Work Your Light Oracle to see how we can be empowered during this full moon in Scorpio. And then the rest I'll be pulling from the Crystal Angels. So we'll see what happens. Nope. Nope, it was not me playing it. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Mari. Thank you for joining me. I love when I do these lives and there are actually people here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling the cards now. I'm going to start with the Chakra Reading cards. Take them out here. And I'm just going to... Are they like right outside? They are literally right outside. And it's actually my... it's actually my landlord. So, can't really do anything about it. But I like Indian music typically, but so let's just get started. I'm just so distracted by this music. Alright, so let's see. I call upon Mother, Father God from the highest vibration of love and light. I call upon the Holy Spirit, and I call upon my spiritual team from the highest vibration of love and light, asking you to bring forth messages today of what it is that we need to know for this full moon in Scorpio, what energy center or centers we need to focus on at this time. I feel like something almost flew out. I'm not sure. Hi, Lawrence! Pleasure to see you here. What the message I'm getting, I feel like the card at the top wants to come out, but I feel like one of the main things that I'm seeing right now is the number 0, and anytime I see 0, that for me is like infinite potential, and I get the sense of I feel like Spirit's saying, you know, start things off as if you're starting anew. Start from a clean slate. So I feel like that's one of the things that I'm picking up on. But let's see what energy center we should focus on right now. Whoa, we got the crown chakra. Look at that. Ooh, I'm excited. So this is the card of spiritual awakening. Alright, so we may have some breakthroughs during this full moon. So this, focusing on your crown chakra feels to be important right now. Oh man, I hope that music stops soon. It's so distracting. I'm very sensitive to sound, so sensitive to everything. So the crown chakra feels to be pivotal during this time, okay? So connecting to your higher self, connecting to your spiritual team, your I am presence, but this just feels to me also that it's a state of higher awareness or higher consciousness that we're going to be coming into. So this feels to me like some sort of realization, some sort of breakthrough in terms of your perspective and how you're seeing things. What I see too is that we have the energy of psychic development, which is something that I mentioned too in the Instagram reading for yesterday. It was yesterday. Because we're in the energy of the full moon or any kind of moon a few days before and a few days after. So I do get the sense of a journey of psychic development, this journey being taken inward. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be traveling inside yourself and developing your connection with your soul, with the inner realms of who you are. And I feel this sense of awakening to your true self. And actually, if any of you are connected to the energy of Atlantis, I feel like you may start to have memories resurface from the civilization of Atlantis if you are connected to it and you feel drawn to it. There's something there. There's going to be past life awakening, is what I feel. Let's see what else I get here. Yeah, memories resurfacing. And just overall spiritual expansion. So this full moon in Scorpio, focus on your crown chakra and just allow the awakening to take place. Focus on spending time in your sacred space, meditating, focusing on your breathing. Breathing is extremely powerful, and I feel like it's underrated and it's not acknowledged enough. Your breathing is so powerful. Making sure you're breathing steadily, deeply into your core, okay? All right, crown chakra. Moving on to work your light. Work your light. Let's see. Let's see, and these cards are by Rebecca Campbell. She has a starseed oracle too that I kind of want to get. All right, let's see. All right, so calling upon Mother, Father, God, from the highest vibration of light, calling upon my spiritual team and yourself. Messages you have person for this full moon Scorpio. We need to know for our journey. I do also see that this is a big period of transformation. Alright, I'm gonna take the top card. Wow, okay. It's pretty, wow. Okay, so let me go like this so you can see it. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Wow. Alright, so let me look at this for a second. I might need to get the tissue soon because I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So I feel like this card is all about you trusting your path, but then also being in a position of empowerment when it comes to your path. Trying to like get things so you can actually see the card and kind of reflect on it. But I feel like this is about being in a state of empowerment when it comes to your path. And knowing that whatever path your heart takes you on, whatever path you're guided to go on by your feeling and your deep desire, know that you're supported throughout the way, okay? Throughout the entire path. I feel like I want to tell you guys too, whatever you desire to do is not by mistake. So keep that in mind. Whatever you desire to make happen in your life, whatever career you desire to have, or whatever you desire to offer, know that that's not by mistake. And I feel like Spirit's almost like, if you have that desire, you have that, and it's not by mistake, why would we put you in a position where you wouldn't be able to fulfill it? Why would we put you in a position of having a certain desire, like a true pure heart's desire, not an ego desire, but a pure heart desire, and then you just wouldn't be able to have it? So you have those desires for a reason. You have that draw to something or a certain path for a reason. And know that if you're in that position, that you're going to be supported the entire way, and that you'll be fine, okay? And what I get the sense of too, know that you'll have the funds, you know that you'll have the money. So know that you'll have the money, you'll be connected to the right people, to the right places. So this is all about trusting that everything is going to come into alignment. I hope the music is done. Know that this is going to, things are going to come into alignment exactly as they need to in order to support the path that you're on. Anything else? And this is also about just being daring. Not being afraid, taking risks, you know, thinking outside of the box. And what I get the sense of too is that the risks that you may feel guided to take, other people might not understand. And let me tell you, during my path, even recently, there were risks that I had to take for myself that other people did not necessarily support. Not that they were trying to be unsupportive, but they were scared for me. And they were like, I don't know if if this is a good idea. And I don't, like, you sure you want to do that? Or, you know, you should plan a bit first and all this other stuff. But, you know, you have to follow your heart. And I want to tell you guys this. You may be the one that needs to teach other people a lesson about this. Like, you might need to be the one that teaches people to follow their hearts. They might need to observe that from you. They might need to observe this kind of steadfast conviction to their heart's path from you. They might need to see that. So, like, what if you're the one that needs to teach them that lesson? And if you keep wavering, you know, if you keep wavering and you're not sticking to your heart, you know, they're not going to be able to see, like, oh shoot, you know, she's really dedicated, you know, to what she wants, and she has trust in spirit so much. So this is what this card is letting you know, that, you know, at times you're going to need to take risks on your path, but this is just about being in a space of trust and receptivity. All right, work your light is done. All right, so now I'm going to move on to the Crystal Angels Oracle, sorry. And I'm going to see, I want to pull a few cards from this. I want to pull about 3. We'll see what comes out, and we'll see what happens. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I hope you were able to hear me well before. Because I know the music was kind of loud, so... Oh, thanks, Margaret. I'm glad you resonated with them. I'm just setting my intention here. Guys, we're getting down to warm weather here, so this area is so noisy, especially like in the summertime. Oh my God, forget it. I was trying to record a meditation one time during the summertime upstairs in the attic, and I had to record it like 10 times because of all the different noises coming from outside. And that's not my speed. Like, I really like to be in quiet areas. So it's just nuts. But I try to deal with it as much as possible. Full moon in Scorpio. From the Crystal Angels Oracle. I'm just feeling things out here. I'm seeing the number 4, so I'm not sure if they want me to pull 4 cards. Yeah, I think they want me to pull 4 cards. So I try to be open to what they're asking me to do. Wow, look at this. All right, so it's very exciting. First card is Apophyllite, and that says increased support. And it says your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. So what this says to me, and it's really good, is that Spirit is going to be giving you a helping hand. Spirit, I say God, Creator, Mother, Father, God, could be your spirit team, your ancestors, but the other side is going to be giving you a helping hand, which is wonderful. Only thing that they're asking you to do is to be open to receiving. Allow yourself to receive. What I get the sense of at times is that sometimes some of you feel bad about accepting help, or you feel like you want to do everything by yourself, or sometimes you may feel, you know, I don't want to accept help from other people because I don't want people to hold it against me. I don't want to have to feel like, oh, all because I accepted help from you, now I owe you something. You know, like, I feel like there's kind of like that belief for some of you, or whoever will be watching afterwards. And I feel like Spirit is saying whatever help we will be sending to you, it's going to be for your highest and best good. And try not to allow that to block you. And if it's in your past, try your best to release it. Set an intention to release it. Call it out, acknowledge it, and then release it. And from there, just be open to accepting help from the universe. I feel like, it just feels to me like, for a lot of people that are watching this, sorry, I feel like my allergies are kind of kicking in. For a lot of people watching this, the floodgates are open. The floodgates are starting to open. And because your energy has shifted, it feels like maybe you've healed something or something has been clearing out of you. Spirit is going to be bringing in all the energy that you need to support you on your path. Now remember, we had that card from Work Your Light. So this is saying to just be open to receiving the help. I mean, they're saying you asked for it, you asked for the help, now just be open to receiving it. And again, this feels financial, this feels like right people, right places. So just know, they're saying we have your back, so just open yourself up to receiving that. And don't be scared of, I know this is a personal fear that I've had in the past, is that, if I open myself to receiving abundance in my life, what if I lose it? What if it doesn't last? And what if I enter a position of scarcity again? And we have to release those fears. We can't allow that to stop us from receiving. We have to be open to receiving. Even if in the past things didn't work out the way we thought, it's not like we were being punished or something. There were lessons that we were learning and things that we were doing, to evolve. And, so we have to release that and just know that even if we enter a position where, let's say something changes, doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. And we can always choose the way we perceive our situation. Okay. So regardless of how outward appearances may be, just know that Spirit is in charge. Okay. So things can always change. Oh, wow. All right. So the next card is Azurite. And I love Azurite as a crystal. There's a little bug in here. So if you see anything fly on the screen, that's what that is. Deep emotional healing. Okay. Hi, Tammy. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you for joining me. It says on the card here, your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are ready to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. Wow, so this is some deep healing that's happening. So this is deep levels of transformation. And what I get the sense of is that many of us are going to be transforming on a deep emotional level. So we may be releasing a lot of toxic patterns, emotional patterns. We might be releasing old memories that we have from our childhood, anything that's keeping us in a certain paradigm. But I feel this is a big shift though, everyone. This is like a big shift that's happening. And it just feels like a huge emotional release. Now, what I get the sense of is that during this time, just take it easy. Don't rush the process. Don't try to get it over with. You have to be steady with the process of healing. It has its own natural flow. So just allow yourself to be in a position of surrender when it comes to your healing. I say a lot too that the body knows what it's doing. The body, when led by the Spirit and is allowed to do what it needs to do, knows what it's doing. It's just that sometimes we have a tendency to resist our healing process. We don't want to allow certain things to come up. We don't want to deal with certain things. But this says to just be in a position of allowing things to happen. I just feel like with this comes big transformation for the good. Okay, so you're going to be releasing a lot of stuff that has held you back in the past. Okay. And you're ready for this. You are ready, and you're protected during it too. So let it happen. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. We got some really good cards. We got Citrine, Unnecessary Worries. Okay, so let's see. I'm itchy all over. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. And I love this because of the dove of the Holy Spirit that is in the card. And I just get the sense that Spirit is saying your worries are unfounded. All these worries that you may have, either now or let's say maybe they come up in the future, are unfounded. Okay? And what I get the sense of is they're saying some of these worries are not even necessarily yours. It's stuff that you've absorbed over time, geez, I can't speak. Observing other people's tendency to worry. Like, let's say your parents or even your friends, people that you've been around for years, you know, that's part of our programming too, you know, the friends that we've had and the people that we've been around. So be mindful of absorbing other people's fear and worries for the future. I get this sense of, what's the word? Grace when it comes to solutions, when it comes to resolution. I just feel like things will line up easier than you think, you know, and don't overthink it. I feel like things will start to line up seamlessly. That's what this feels like to me. And again, here we have this, the golden coins, which is abundance. And I feel like this is such an abundant reading. I mean, it's really cool. So I feel like Spirit is saying, don't worry about money. Don't worry about, okay, how am I going to make ends meet? How am I going to do this? It'll come. Okay. So just bring yourself into alignment by focusing on gratitude and the abundance that you have in your life right now. Okay. Last card here. Wow. Okay. So Larimar. Oh my goodness. You know, it's so funny. I was guided to wear Larimar today. So I put on my Larimar pendant. I'm sure Crystal will find this very interesting. But I was guided to wear my Larimar today. That's so crazy. So, sensitive emotions. It says, times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. So one of the first things I'm getting is that you might be a little bit on edge during this full moon, which is very common during the full moon period. The full moon brings a lot out of us emotionally. So this just says, you know, take some extra time for self-care, whatever you need. Try to limit contact with people who you feel might get on your nerves or trigger you. So if you need time to yourself, feel free to take it. No one's going to hold it against you. You need this time. And again, what it said in the other card with Azurite, deep healing, deep emotional healing, you're healing. And when you're healing, you're extremely sensitive. Oh, Crystal. Oh, isn't that crazy? Oh, man. So Larimar seems to be a really good stone for this period during this full moon in Scorpio. Thank you, Margaret. I got this pendant a few years ago, actually, from Etsy. It has aquamarine in it, too. I'm glad you like it. Hi, Ollie. How are you? Thank you for joining me. So, yeah, sensitive emotions. Just take care of yourself. You know, whatever you feel you need. I really do feel like this need to emphasize deep breathing, though. So make sure you're breathing steadily and fully into your core. Okay, that's really good at helping us to stay balanced and clear. Let's see. I'm just reading comments here. Yeah. You know, Tammy, one of the things, too, with this full moon period is the sun is in Taurus right now. And Taurus is all about self-care. Taurus is all about, and that's my sign, so Taurus is all about indulging in self-care and self-nurturing and just, I mean, it's all about food and sensuality and just indulging, you know, in your own self. And then we have this full moon in Scorpio that's in opposition to that and very emotional sign, you know, so that might have an influence as well on really needing to take time out to engage in this self-care. Hi, Eva. How are you? Thank you for joining me. All right, so just rounding things out. Let's see. I kind of want to go back to the other cards and see, you know, just make sure there's nothing that I missed. So give me a second here. Yeah, wow. It's a very deep, impactful full moon. So again, with the spiritual awakening card, we have our sense of perception opening up. We have the sense of increased insight, seeing things differently from a different perspective, from a state of higher awareness, and tuning into our higher self, and also tuning in more deeply to our inner realms, our soul, and realizing things about ourselves that maybe we didn't know before, or things that maybe we did know, but maybe we didn't see it from a certain perspective before. And, you know, we have the increased support and the trust in your path card, deep emotional healing, unnecessary worries, and sensitive emotions. So I just feel like we during this period, we're being reminded of the support that we have from Spirit. Tons of healing that's going on, a lot of release, but it's all stuff that has been keeping us from really honoring our truth and going after what it is that we've really been wanting. And I feel like during this period of quarantine that a lot of people are in, we're being guided to go back to that anyway, because we have nothing else to do. For a lot of people, some people maybe not, but those that have needed to stay at home, we're being forced back inward to really observe and reflect on, what do we really want to be doing? You know, what is it that brings us joy? And that's brought a lot to the surface. You know, a lot of people have gotten antsy during this period because they don't know, they're so used to being distracted by work. But for people that have always felt a little bit like, you know, like I'm not totally attached to a regular job anyway, this is our chance. This is our opportunity to really start going after what we want. So we're clearing out all the emotions that are keeping us from doing that, and Spirit is going to be sending us some miracles and some divine solutions. Okay? Alrighty. So everyone, I hope that was helpful to you. I hope that gave you some insight and some clarity or some information. And I'll be posting this on YouTube as well. Whether you want to rewatch on here, or you want to rewatch on YouTube, it'll be both places, okay? So thank you all for joining me. This was fun. Sorry about the music in the beginning. Hopefully you were able to hear me well and everything. But I send you all so much love, and I'll see you around next time. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad it helped you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Carolina. All right, everyone, stay hydrated, stay grounded, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye-bye.